Doing the soldering. Okay, that's good. I'll see if I can get a little bit of heat shrink over it. Okay, got a bit of suitable heat shrink. Bend the wire over. Right down. Bit of heat shrink over it. I'll just get the heat gun and shrink it. This will just keep so the wires, if the wires come off and they just short out, it's not going to do any damage. That's more or less ready now to connect. Simple. It just takes a bit of motivation. So I can't do a video going behind the rack because it's very difficult, so I'll have to see how you can show the results after it's done and it's adjusted. Of course I've got to go back and forth from the rack, adjust the trim a little bit, and then go back, check the levels, adjust the level fader up and down until all the levels go up and down equal same time. So all sorts of components, probes there for the oscilloscope, IC circuits, logic circuit switching circuits, I think. Blue tack, it's always helpful, but stick something down there and I could do the soldering. Yeah, there's all sorts of things, lots of spark-on connectors. Got enough of them here to sink a battleship. I've got enough here to sink enough Atmos battleships. All different interconnector cables, unbalanced. Oh no, these are TRS, that's tip ring sleeve. Yeah, that's a tip ring sleeve one. These type. So yeah, even having one of these and connecting it on the back of the computer, and then got RCA phonos going in there. Doesn't matter which, doesn't matter what you use, as long as you've got a connection and you can test. It's very useful. Very useful to have the THX sound system. A lot of people probably lost faith in that, or they never heard the actual professional in the cinema, so they're kind of like, not too sure, you know, because if the home version is not like the professional. The professional one is a total different kettle of fish. It's almost like Sense Around meets THX, and if you haven't experienced Sense Around, then you've got no idea what I'm talking about. Only those that do know. Yeah. So I've got lots of variable resistors, and a packet of assorted resistors, all different types, and another packet of, because I was looking for these ones earlier, I was going to use these ones, but I could do some soldering on that, yeah, because I could switch between this one and these ones, so got to do a little bit more soldering. Oh, bugger. I could get more of these. These turned up really quick. I mean, they turned up like next day. Wow, incredible. We'll get that service in outer space, I can tell you that. These were, there's so many of them, and this was going to be for a specific type of project. I could get some more of these. It's not a big deal. These are cheap. This was going to be for a specific project where I will make my own customised multi-channel, going from the AVR through to which is the B chain, and then going into all the rest of the cinema B chain. Well, I'd have to find a 1U frame, metal box, metal case. Doesn't have to be deep, because these are only, and then it will have to fit. I'd have to get a drilling set to where you use to put everything in, and got the certain drill on and bring the drill down, so you make precision drilling, where I will be able to fit the trim adjustment through the hole onto the screw thread to adjust the tolerances to get everything equal level, even though everything is not equal level. Every AVI that you got, every APP, whatever, what the bloody hell they have, Trinovs. Oh bloody hell, even the Trinovs are misbalanced on the voltage. Blimey, and that's a 45,000 piece of, yeah, and even that's slightly out of balance on the voltage. So you have to put a sine wave up, and it's like, oh my goodness gracious, the other channel's down by several. Oh no, that's not, so you gotta have to kind of compensate by using, something as affordable as that, because that would solve the problem. You don't have to spend out stupid money on stupid interconnection cables, because that ain't going to make a scrap of difference. Unless, of course, you kind of like, I suppose, had one thread of copper wire, right? And the rest had a bundle. I haven't tested that theory to see whether the voltage signal would be, but it's impractical, so it's easy just to get something like that. Doesn't take much to do soldering, and then you can have your customized little box, so all the levels are going out, testing, sine wave, and balance all the levels until they all equal. And then it's, well, gosh, how does it check then on the amplifier? Well, then I suppose the next level is checking the oh gosh, how would you check the input? I think ultimately just connect the output of the amplifier. You can't just connect an amplifier to a computer, you'll blow the computer to smithereens. You've got to have a booth monitor that I use, the Lucasfilm Limited THX, which is highly recommended, but most people, like I say, they lost faith, because it's not like the home version. See, the home version can't do what the professional can. So yeah, anyone knows what I'm rambling on about. But then you test the amplifier's output with a sine wave. So you've got the sine wave, everything's going okay out from the processor to the computer. You've tested that part. Next part is connecting all that. It's still going through the amplifier, and then you check it to each stage on the amplifier with a sine wave tone. Do they have the same level? And if their level happens to be slightly different, that is, it reaches the speaker and there is a slight difference in dB level. Oh yeah, can happen. And you adjust it until it's equal, theoretically. And then that's more than that. Once you've tested that, then go on to the next stage. Putting a microphone up, putting multiple microphones, checking each microphone, of course. Multiple microphones connected onto an audio mixer, and then each microphone placed closely to each speaker. You check the bass drivers first. Check it with a specific sine wave, so it won't be anywhere near the crossover point. You can get up near the crossover point if you want to. Then you check until everything is the same, but I guarantee you're going to see a slight difference in, and audiophiles are very picky about that. They will spend half $500,000 on a block of wood, and then another $1 million on about 1 meter of cable, balancing on a block of wood, thinking it's going to make it sound better. Of course it's not. Only an idiot would do that. Only an idiot would spend that stupid amount of money when you can spend this amount and then fix and correct the problem. That's obviously the manufacturers are not really, they're not very tight on their tolerances. And if I believed that every THX home AVR amplifier or whatever was all spot on, and yeah, right, sure, I only have to test it, put it through, and then check every single channel to see whether they are. And of course, that's the output. You know, you could test the outputs from an AVR amplifier and then put it into, say, like something like that, as long as it goes into, say, the amp return input, you know, and then that signal then can come out into the computer safely, and then you can check those levels to see if they are, because THX brag about the home THX's tight tolerances and strict specifications of 10,000 tests or whatever the bloody hell they do. I don't believe a word of I don't believe a bloody word of it. You see, I've seen a little lab where they got a little booth and someone's testing. You got thing where you can just rig up all the outputs from the amplifier, and it's going into oscilloscope and sound generator equipment and so forth, and testing tolerances of impedance and tolerances of harmonic distortions and whatever, frequency sweep. And frequency sweeps are like, they should overlay, they should perfectly go whoosh, and then do the next channel, and the next, and the next, and that, and they should overlay. If one's higher than the other, then it's probably the inside every AVR there will probably be something like these, maybe like one of these type of variable resistors, and it may be just that it's misaligned, hasn't been, you know, someone didn't get enough caffeine and they misaligned it. That's all. It's not a big deal. You can just go in there and just adjust it, and then do the and then repeat the frequency sweep. Every amplifier should. I know I've seen variable ones inside the Danons. I think I have seen some variable ones inside the Danon, and those would be voltage level to trim. So they're all, you know, they should all be set, and then you got the gain levels right on your AVR, and you adjust the trims. But those trims are pathetic. They're only tolerances of 0.5 dB when they should be 0.1 dB. Or, well, if you want to go a little bit audiophile-ish and go a little bit more clinically, you know, you've got to use these, and then you can get it just a teeny adjustment, and it's like bam, it's spot on, and it only costs a few pounds.